a little bit late based on when I saw it, but last Thursday I did go out and see the new Justice League movie. I was very hyped for this. I've been looking forward to it for a long time, and right before I saw the movie, I did accidentally see the score on Rotten Tomatoes. It was like 40% at the time, which is about where it is now. And wow, I mean, I figured, you can't go in just going off a critic's opinion. You got to form your own opinion. So don't trust the critics. Ignore the score on Rotten Tomatoes. It doesn't matter. Fan score is all that matter, and the fan score is doing good. Um, so I went in with high hopes, um, and I absolutely loved the movie. I thought it was a great movie. I enjoyed it very much. It was well done. All of the comedy flowed well. It was not forced. It had the emotion it needed. It had the hype moments that a movie like Justice League would need. It had all that. It was a great movie. I don't know why a lot of people are saying it's not great because it is great. It's a really good movie. Personally, I enjoyed it more than I enjoyed Wonder Woman. Um, Maybe Man of Steel. I'm not sure yet. I still need to take some time, see it again. I might see it again today. I'm not sure, but I'll definitely see the movie a few more times to really form an opinion. I still need more time, a week or two to let it settle and then rank it on the in the DCU. But I thought it was a great movie. I don't understand why it's getting all the hate because I mean, the way that people rate the DCEU is just it's hypocritical. People say Batman vs Superman was too serious and too dark, so they add some comedy into it, like they did in Justice League. And what do they get? Nothing but negativity. Again, saying it's just ridiculous. Okay, it's just ridiculous. Like they can't win. I feel like critics and some fans rated it poorly because it was Zack Snyder, like solely on the fact it was Zack Snyder. But Zack Snyder did a great job. It was a great movie. I loved it. Like, okay, I loved Thor Ragnarok, Wonder Woman, Spider-Man Homecoming, um, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, Logan. I loved all of them. And out of those movies, the only one that I might would like more than Justice League would be Logan. Logan was exceptional, but this is about Justice League, not Logan. I enjoyed Justice League more than I enjoyed Thor Ragnarok, which I really enjoyed that movie. It was just a great movie. Everything flowed well. Um, so that's sort of a non-spoiler portion. So I'm going to mention a few spoilers here in a minute. So if you have not seen the movie and you don't want things spoiled, then I don't, go see the movie. Stop watching the video, go see the movie, okay? Spoilers coming. You've been warned. Leave the video now. Spoilers. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. My biggest problem with the movie was the CGI. Notably, it was, well, I don't know. CGI is something that I believe they've been struggling with. That was one of the biggest flaws in Wonder Woman as well, which was a great movie, but the CGI was not great at all. But in this, I think, I noticed it straight from the start. At the beginning of the movie, they show Superman, and honestly, for a second, I didn't even think that was Superman. I thought that was like some guy wearing a Superman suit because it didn't look like Superman. His face was all messed up. Now, I did look into why his face was messed up, and it made sense. Which I mean, I'm sure some of you knew this before you saw the movie, but Henry, he did have some facial hair that he couldn't get rid of, so they had to edit his face, which made it look a little bit weird, especially like around the mouth area. It looked strange, but it was distracting, and for that, the CGI certainly deserves some criticism. It was distracting, and it didn't look good. It didn't look good. Um, Let's see. But other than that, I thought I mean, it's fine. It's not too big of a deal. It's not, 40% on Rotten Tomatoes. It's not that big of a deal. Um, let's see. One thing I didn't like, Superman's return. Yeah, well, Superman's return in general. I was extremely hyped for that scene. I thought it was going to be my favorite scene of 2017 comic movies. And it wasn't. I didn't like it very much. I was expecting Superman's return to be, the whole league is fighting and they're struggling. Then boom, Superman comes flying down with his theme playing, and he looks awesome. And that's what I was wanting and expecting. Instead, what I got was Superman is laying there, and they revived him using the cube, and then he opens his eyes and flies up. I mean, I'm sorry. I saw people saying that that was an amazing return, but that was the biggest disappointment of the movie for me. That was the one thing I was looking for. Not the one thing I was looking forward to, but the something. I mean, that scene was going to mean a lot to me. Like, I needed that scene to be very good, and maybe it's just me. Maybe I was expecting something that just couldn't have happened, but it was lame to me. I just didn't think it was awesome. It wasn't a great return. I didn't like it. I don't know what the deal with that was, but that was just a disappointment. I didn't get hyped at all whenever I saw that scene, and I expected to get hyped. I don't think they played his theme at all in the movie, or I don't know, they might have played like a version of it for a short time, but golly. But I will say that the scene right after when he comes up was absolutely amazing. Superman fighting the League, um, especially when I really like the scene where Flash comes in and he's about to fight Superman and he's going fast, and then Superman his eyes, like, you see him like slowly move over towards Flash, and then he turns around and starts fighting him, and that was absolutely insane. I love that. Well done, Zack Snyder. Well done. Um, wow. That was just a great scene. And then probably my favorite. Okay, yeah. My favorite part of the movie: Superman, when he sees Batman, attacks him, and he's picks him up and he says, "Tell me, do you bleed?" That oh man, that got me hyped. That happens in Batman vs Superman. Obviously, the shoe's on the other foot, but that was an awesome scene. I'm really glad they added that in Justice League. I love that scene. Um, that was great. That whole fight scene was very very good, and I love that. One little thing I didn't like when Clark returns to Lois Lane, um, and she asks him, like, what was it like, or whatever. I think she said what was it like, and he said, I think that should have been a more emotional and serious scene, but they did have a joke there where Clark responded itchy, and then he said something else, I don't remember, but he didn't it wasn't serious like I expected it would be. I didn't like that joke. Who stole the show for me? Ezra stole the show as Flash. He was hilarious. His comedy was not forced at all. It was none of the comedy was forced in the movie, but Flash, his jokes were funny. He looked awesome. I think he did good. Ezra did a great job acting. And Flash was just a great character. But that's the thing, the characters. They were all enjoyable. Like, every single character or every single hero in the Justice League, that's somebody's favorite in the movie because they were all enjoyable. They were all well done. They were all awesome. They were great. That's the thing about the movie. They nailed all the characters. Like, some movies will have like a main group, but there's like one or two that everyone likes. With this, you like all of them. I think they did a very good job doing that. Oh, Superman was just OP. we got to see that ice breath move. I'm not sure exactly what the name is, but that was awesome. I'm glad they did that. Yeah, when he came in at the end, that was just great. I love the scene when when Flash and Superman are going out to like move people, and Flash is there, he is sprinting, and then Superman flies up next to him off the slowpoke. I thought that was funny and a great nod. And of course, Flash, he moved that truck, and then here comes Superman carrying a freaking building. Yeah, I thought Clark and Flash, they kind of had Clark and Barry, they had a good relationship, I thought there, and I thought Steppenwolf was a pretty good villain. Every now and then something he'd say wasn't the coolest thing for a villain to say, but overall I think he did good, and he was definitely awesome. And the final fight scene I thought it was a good final fight scene. I enjoyed it. I loved it. So I'm good with that. Moving on to post-credit scenes. Oh man, those both of those scenes were insane. Okay, first we got Flash versus Superman speed race. That is a huge nod to honestly a debate. Superman versus Flash and Speed has been debated by comic fans for a long time. I think it comes out that Flash is. I mean, it doesn't come out in the movie. I mean, in comics that Flash is faster, but I think it's awesome that they did that in the movie. I thought it was awesome. I mean, it would have been cool to actually show more of the race rather than them talking about it and then starting it. But it was a really cool scene. I'm glad they added that. Then the second post-credit scene, I lost it. Oh, that got me hyped as well. Lex is back. We knew he was coming back anyway, but he's back. And guess who walks up? None other than Deathstroke himself. This is huge for the DCU. I mean, this is going to be awesome going towards the future. Deathstroke is awesome. He's great. And I can't wait to see him in a full movie. Both of those post-credit scenes were just very good and awesome. Really DC is not one to usually have the post-credit scenes, so this was kind of rare having two post-credit scenes, but they were both great scenes, and I'm glad they added them. But overall, those things I didn't like, CGI, Superman's return, and then maybe a few of the jokes, but overall the comedy was awesome. Was fine. As a bad signal, it's just, I mean, really, it's just that one thing with the Clark and Lois Lane scene. But it happens. It's fine. It's no big deal. Yeah. So I think it's a good movie. Definitely go see it. Do not be a sheep and listen to critics. They don't know what they're talking about. If you like superhero movies, you will love this movie. Point blank. That's it. You'll love it. It's a great movie. Go see the movie. I'm out of 10. I'm gonna go ahead and give it. I mean, I still need to digest the movie a little bit, let it settle. I'll go ahead and give it a. I'll give it probably like an 8.9 to 9.1 out of 10. It's I'm not exaggerating. I enjoyed it that much. I loved it that much. Definitely gonna see it a few more times. It's a really good movie. So definitely go out and watch this movie. All right, that's it for my review. That was a long one, but I had a lot to say about Justice League. Great movie. Go see it.